Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
And good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. My name is meteorologist Heather Kane. It's time for our daily hail forecast, sponsored by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor. Thank you guys, as always, for sponsoring our videos. So, getting right into our weather headlines. It's going to be another pretty quiet day. We're still dealing with some really chilly, bitterly cold air in the northeast, so we'll talk about that just very briefly. And then, like I just mentioned, it's going to be a really quiet day today. No severe weather is expected, but we still have some things to talk about. You know, it's winter, so there are some interesting things going on. And then we will lastly jump into our Tuesday at roofing forecast for a few of our major markets that love us so very much. But before we get into that, we actually do have a few events coming up. The first one is in the next, week and a half, 2 weeks or so. This is going to be down in Irving, Texas at the SRC Roofing Summit. Derek is going to be presenting our 2022 hail forecast. Woo! So you don't want to miss this. If you're going to the SRC Summit, it's going to be at the main stage on the 23rd. So that's Sunday from 10:30 to 11:15 a.m. So if you're going to the SRC Summit, make sure you go and check out the forecast for this coming year. And then we also have the International Roofing Expo, which is going to be happening in the first few days of February down in New Orleans. Very exciting. We will be at booth 837, so make sure you come on by and say hi to us. And if you want to learn more about Hail Trace, if you haven't become a subscriber yet, this is a really good time to learn more about Hail Trace and what we do. So yesterday's hail reports, there wasn't a whole lot of activity. You can see a lot of wind reports that were non-severe weather related. Again, non-severe weather related here in Montana, but we did have a little bit of activity in Florida. My famous last words yesterday, oh no severe weather is expected, right? Well, Mother Nature's like, not so fast. So she did produce a little bit of hail yesterday in Florida. So yeah, famous last words, like I said. And of course, I think I put too many pauses in there. There we go. So let's take a look at our current conditions. We are pretty quiet overall across the lower 48. We do have a few little areas to talk about. We have some unsettled weather in parts of central Texas. Most of this is rain, but you can see some snow and mixed precipitation here. There's some like I said, sleet, no hail. If you're seeing any ice, it is not hail, it is sleet. Otherwise, we just have some moderate rain falling across areas such as San Antonio and just to the northwest of Austin. And that's all she wrote for that. And then we are continuing to see some heavy rain in western Washington and into Oregon, and some mixed precipitation and a little bit of snow in those higher elevations. And that activity is moving, or it's not moving a whole lot, but that activity is spreading. That's the word I'm looking for, getting into northern Idaho and western Montana. So taking a look at our temperatures across the United States, pretty chilly in the northern part of the U.S. You can see it's only 18 in New York City, and temperatures a lot colder as you get further north into northern New York and into Maine. We do have some advisories out for those wind chills. Otherwise, temperatures are a little bit warmer as you head on to the west. It's 25 in Minneapolis right now, 54 as we get further south into Kansas City, and it's still pretty comfortable as we get into Miami with a temperature of 72. Most of the same temperatures in the 50s from, like I said, Kansas City southward into Oklahoma and into Texas. And of course, in those mountainous regions, those temperatures are a bit on the cool side as well. And then looking at our dew points, another really dry day, only at 13-degree dew point right now. This is in Boston. The most humid part of the country, surprise, is Miami with a 66-degree dew point, and only dew points in the teens, even some single-digit dew points in most of the central United States. So it's really dry out there, you guys. I know I'm feeling it here. In terms of our watches and warnings, not a whole lot to talk about. We do have those wind chill warnings and advisories in the Northeast. Let's zoom on in here. These will be going through the rest of today, and then things should improve as we get into tomorrow. So make sure if you do have to go out today, anywhere from eastern New York into Vermont, New Hampshire, into Massachusetts, northward, even into Maine, and make sure if you bundle out if you have to go anywhere. And then we do have a freeze watch until tomorrow morning in parts of Georgia. And then we have that mess of weather going on in Washington. So we do have winter weather advisories for mixed precipitation as well as some snow in those higher elevations. And lastly, a few areas that we are watching for some higher winds. So a few areas to keep an eye on if you're in any of these regions, but overall it's a pretty quiet day across the lower 48. Now this happened yesterday. There was a lake effect snow band in parts of that set up in north of Syracuse, New York, and you can see it dumped a good amount of snow. So it's a lake band set up, and it just didn't move. It just kept dumping more and more snow. We saw totals in feet in a few areas, like I said, north of Syracuse. I think I saw a reading of 30 inches of snow. So a small area, lots of snow. You can stay there in New York. Anyways, let's take a look at our future jet stream. That system that brought the severe weather this weekend and into Florida yesterday is now continuing to move off into the Atlantic. That cold air, though, is still remaining in the northeast. That should start to move out a bit as we get into tomorrow. Still some chilly air in the northern part of the U.S. No surprise, it is winter after all. And then as we get into Thursday, you can see a few little systems coming on through from Thursday into Friday. These are going to be winter systems, not severe weather systems. So the northern part of the U.S. from Minnesota into parts of Wisconsin, down into Illinois, we've got to watch for some heavier snow as we get into Friday and into the weekend as that system moves on to the east-southeast. And then as we get into Sunday, we may see snow in parts of the Carolinas. So that's going to be interesting to watch. This is still a few days out, and you guys know how it goes in the world of weather. A lot of things can change, and snowfall is, you know, kind of a pain in the butt. So things will change, and they could change dramatically. There could be a lot of snow. There could be barely anything at all. So this is just, you know, one particular model, one particular run. So continuing on there, it's a few snow systems, but nothing in terms of severe weather. So what are we looking at in terms of snowfall? Well, we could have a little system that will be moving on through here in the parts of southeastern Minnesota into Wisconsin as we get into tomorrow. That's a really weak system. The next one, as we get into Thursday and into Friday here, this is the larger system that will be bringing that heavier snow. That will be moving on to the southeast as we get into Saturday, and then watch what happens as we get into Sunday. Those are some bright colors there. Again, this is just one particular model, one particular run. I know there's some other models that are barely showing anything in the Carolinas, so don't freak out just yet. We're still, I gotta count 4 days, 5 days out, so a lot of things can change. So just stay tuned to your local news stations and, you know, prepared in case this does happen. But then, nonetheless, that system that will be bringing precipitation to the southeast will be moving up the coast to the northeast, so there could be the potential for heavy snow in the northeast as we get into the end of the weekend and into the beginning of next week. So, like I said, if you're in those areas, basically from the Great Lakes and into the northeast, just stay tuned to your local news stations. And taking a look at our future radar, you can see one little system here on tomorrow. This is at noon, so one little system there. Not a whole lot of accumulations expected with that, but as we get into the beginning of our weekend here, this is at noon on Friday. That second system, a more potent system, will be moving on through and will be bringing some wintry weather and some heavier rain in the warmer sector of the system as we get into our weekend. And you can see as we get into Sunday and into Monday morning, it will shift on to the northeast. So it's something to watch as we get closer to our weekend for sure. So if you haven't guessed already, no hail is expected today. Famous last words, I know. But the chances of it happening today, hopefully, are 0. Yeah, no hail is expected today, as well as getting into tomorrow. Should be pretty quiet in terms of severe weather unless something decides to pop up in Miami. So, yeah, but for our roofing forecast for our few cities, this is in Denver. It should be another quiet day. Temperatures could be a bit warmer, but they're not freezing. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s by 3 p.m. and then we'll cool off a bit as we get throughout the evening. And then down into Dallas here, temperatures will be in the mid 50s, increasing clouds as we get into later on this afternoon. However, that precipitation that we saw a few moments ago should stay to the south, so conditions should remain dry. So if you guys are working in Dallas, you guys should be fine. And then up here in Oklahoma City, another really nice day to get some work done. I know my complex is getting some more work done, so kudos to you guys, yay! So temperatures will be getting into the mid to upper 50s by 3 p.m. and then we'll cool off as we get into the evening. Some clouds will be moving on into the overnight, but I doubt you guys will be working at midnight or 3 a.m. as you guys can't really see because it's dark. So yeah, it should be another nice day here in Oklahoma City. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. In case Mother Nature decides, hey, I want to produce another in Florida, because if anything happens, it will be there. But like I said, Nothing's expected, but you never know. We didn't expect it yesterday, but it happened. So you don't want to miss anything in case we get any surprises. So follow us on all these platforms. And if you have any questions, concerns, or you just want to say hi, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com and check out our website at www.hailtrace.com. And I am meteorologist Heather Kay. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday.